Your chum, Mr. Simon Jordan. Danny Murphy is with me, and I believe you got something to tell us. So the stage is yours. Go for it, Tyson.
No, I just wanted to let everybody know. Everyone keeps asking me about this fight with this Ukrainian guy. Are you going to fight? Are you going to come back? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? I've made it quite clear that I'm retired from boxing. I'm very happy doing that. However, I will come back, but it has to be for an obscene amount of money. Because, let's face it, it's not Anthony Joshua, which will have done the fight for free in England. It's some foreigner, and no one really cares. To fight this unknown quantity and give him an opportunity of legendary status in trying to beat me, then they've got to pay for that. And what I've got to say is, they've got a week. It's August 24th today.
But Tyson, you're a big boy, and they're big boys, and the money's going to sort itself out.
1 week. 1 week.
Yeah, I know. I love all these ultimatums, Tyson. But let's assume you're going to get the money.
Proof of funds. Okay?
Yeah.
No dodgy offers.
I know.
In writing, proof of funds.
But you've worked with Frank and you've worked with Bob, so you know the people that you're working with, right? So there's a distinct possibility you're going to get the money that you want. So let's move on from the money side of things, because you're not all about the money, Tyson. You've told us that yourself. You're about the fight game. So with that in mind...
Hold on a minute, Simon.
Go on.
This fight is purely about money. I'm happily retired. I don't need money. I've got plenty of money. That's one thing.
Well, then what's the point? If it's not about money, why is it about money?
I'll tell you why. Because if they want the big gypsy king to fight, they've got to pay an obscene amount of money. It's the biggest fight in the world. And it needs to be the biggest payday in the world. However, Mayweather got 400 million for Pacquiao. I want 500 million for Uysk. There we go.
So you're saying to us this morning, Tyson, you want £500 million
Yeah.
to fight Alexander Uysk.
Yeah, no problem.
But
I know they've got the money. They've offered Tiger Woods £1 billion before.
Tyson, one thing we do know about you, though, mate, is you're a consummate professional. You always get yourself into great shape for fights. This surely is a fight that you want to take on. You want to fight Uysk, I presume.
I've no real interest in Uysk. Some man that no one can even say his name. A pumped up middleweight. He just beat AJ. It ain't my fault that he's gone and battered AJ, some bodybuilder. You know, it ain't my fault that that's happened twice in a row. It's no to do with me. However, there's only ever been one Dauntless in these waters, and that's me. There only ever has been me. All along, they try to compete, but when they compete, they get beat at the highest level. And that just shows you, there's no disrespect to Joshua, because he's a 25 and 3 fighter, or 20, whatever he is. But at top level world class boxing, he just can't cook it.
But Tyson, Uysk wants to fight you. If you don't take him on, people will say, well, Tyson Fury is running scared of Uysk.
Yeah, I don't mind. They can say what they want. People can say what they want. This fight is purely about business. It's about nothing else. And if they want to see this fight happen, then they've got to pay for it. And I'm not talking to the general public, because there's not up to them to put that money up.
Yeah.
It's not to Frank Warren. It's up for some big people. They want to put a big site fee up, put this fight on in their country. The biggest undisputed title fight in 30 years since Lewis fought whoever. So, you know, it's
But Tyson, let me ask you a question, right? Because I've just had a whole set to with Tony Bellew that tells me that I fancy you because I'm such a huge admirer of yours and a big champion of yours. Generationally, I think you're the best fighter. You know, you've beaten Deontay Wilder, you've beaten Dillian White, which I don't mean to be disrespectful, wasn't much of a fight, Tyson, because you made it not much of a fight because Dillian White wasn't at that level. But in order for you to go away generationally as the best fighter, surely you've got to go and clean Usyk's clock.
No, because there's he's a newcomer to this division. He's had 4 fights in the heavyweight division. Okay, so it's all right, Eddie Earn and whoever else saying, "Oh, Joshua didn't fight any Separis, or he didn't fight any Pianettas." Well,
It's like Evander Holyfield stepping up to heavyweight and dealing with Riddick Bowe and whoever he dealt with. This is the guy that people are now saying is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, right? The money side of things, I understand why you're doing it, Tyson, because the Saudis are running around throwing money like it's being printed by them. But there's also a fight here that people, I want to see you fight the fella because I believe that generationally you're the best heavyweight around, and I've been saying it for years. You believe it yourself.
I want to see him.
I think this is a
out.
fight that you should be taking, and the money will take care of itself.
However, there used to be a three-headed monster in the heavyweight division. Correct me if I'm wrong. For such a long time, there was me, AJ, and Wilder.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
AJ and Wilder have been laid waste to.
True.
So therefore, the three-headed dog is now involved in it. Never. Only AJ give him the chance to be involved in it. That's his problem, not mine. I haven't got to live with, a middleweight set about me. I haven't got to live with that. Because no middleweight born from his mother can set about the gypsy game. I don't care who he is. And all this whole such thing is, if everybody...
So he's not a middleweight.
I'll tell you, let me explain myself, because I'm quite good at it, actually.
Go on then.
Quite articulate at the matter.
I know you are.
So, let me explain this to you. When Uysk was amateur boxing, sucking his mother's nipples, I was a British heavyweight champion, and he was boxing at 75 kilos, an amateur. 75 kgs, not 120. This is why I call him a middleweight. He got stopped by Russian Korobov as a middleweight. Well, as a full-set man, not as a child, 10-year-old, as a full-set man in his 20s.
So it's easy work then?
Middleweight.
So it's easy work?
This is what I'm saying. Listen, I've never said it wasn't going to be easy work. All this pound-for-pound legendary figures, I don't rate it.
Fine, but we're talking about you, Tyson.
Tyson, let's give you a scenario here. A lot of people, Tyson, a lot of people are reacting to the fact you're on the show with Simon, myself, and Danny, and we're thrilled that you're on with us live this morning. But you have to think Saudi Arabia will be in the equation. You have to think there'll be enormous money now.
There's not just Saudi Arabia in this running, let me put that to you.
All right, so there's huge money. You'll get very close to what you want, if not what you want. And then it's game on, isn't it? Well, then it's game on, isn't it, Tyson?
100%. And then I'm going to owe Pierce Morgan £1 million in pound coins.
Tyson, if you get the 500 million, would that not give? I mean, maybe you were wealthy anyway, but would that not? Will you still train? Would you still have the same incentive?
Let me tell you, I could beat Uysk on a week's training because he's a middleweight. I put my fist right through him.
Fine, Tyson, but listen, all this fanning about how much money it's worth, you're going to get the money. So nobody wants to hear all that, Tyson, because people put you on a platform of being a heavyweight champion in the world. Well, no one's interested in bankrolling you. We're interested in the best fighter beating somebody. And all this nonsense about how much money, you're going to get hundreds of millions. We both know it, right? So this is about you fighting Uysk, not all this nonsense about get on and whatever else. Do you want to fight this fellow or not?
Let me tell you, if the money's on the table, I'll fight Uysk and 50 men like him. And I'll lay waste to every one of them.
So when Frank came on yesterday and said the game's afoot then, yeah?
Well, let me tell you, if they come up with the money, they've got a week to. If they come up with it, they come up with it. And if they don't, they don't. Simple as.
So you've set them a deadline of a week, Tyson.
They've got 7 days to produce. Let me just tell you this. This Uysk guy, yeah, he needs the legendary Gypsy King. I do not need some foreigner. I don't need him. I've done what I've done. I'm a legend in the game. Undefeated world heavyweight champion, retired like Rocky Marciano. This idiot needs me, some foreigner who no one can say his name. Let me tell you another thing. Me giving him a fight is me giving him an opportunity in becoming a legend.
Language, Tyson, language.
Sorry about the language. Nobody knew who these guys were until they fight the legend in the game. So
Tyson, stop with the 7-day deadlines, because if you get offered the money on the 9th day, you're still going to take it. But the spirit is there. You'll take this fight if they get the money right?
Yeah, 100%.
Good.
Yeah, I take it, Tyson. I mean, we've got to know you well, and you know your craft inside out. You're a good man. presumably you respect Usyk, right?
I don't respect him. I don't think he's a great fighter. I think he's a struggling fighter. And I've seen more excitement in Morecambe on a Friday night than I did.
Well, I'm not surprised if you're hanging about there. Yeah. But what did you take away from the Joshua Usyk fight, Tyson?
I didn't take anything from it. Without being disrespectful to Joshua, he was what he was. He found his level.
Yeah.
And he's come up wanting at top level. He's lost 3 of his last 5 fights. So clearly he's come up wanting at a high level. But I didn't think it was it's funny.
Tyson, briefly, just as...
He had a top 4 fight with Chisora. He had a top 4 fight with the other idiot, Tim Witherspoon, whoever he was.
But you are banging contradictions, you are, because a couple of weeks ago you gave him bloody Derek Chisora a fight for 2 and 6. Make your mind up.
I did. I offered Chisora £2 million, and his management said, no, we want 3.
I know that, but then it isn't about money then, is it? So get on with fighting Usyk.
So Tyson, we are so grateful. I mean, I'm looking at the messages coming in. The whole country is buzzing that you've chosen to join myself and Simon and Danny this morning. Let's just get to it. You've got a deadline of 7 days, but if you get the money you want, and we're talking something like 500 million or something ridiculous like that, but if in your eyes that's not ridiculous, then you will fight Usyk. When? The night before the World Cup final in Saudi on the 17th of December? Is that what we're talking about?
Which?
Need to watch the language,
I'll lay
Tyson.
waste to it. Sorry, guys. Apologies. I'll lay waste to the guy, and he's from Garden. I don't care.
Yeah.
No matter where or when, it's an easy fight. I'm not going to build this up like, oh my God, I'm fighting an all-time pound-for-pound cruiserweight.
Not asking you to.
Okay.
If it's any consolation, Tyson.
Before you go, Tyson, before you go, give me a comment about AJ's legacy as you see it.
I see it as it's in tatters at the moment. Tatters. And just another quick thing before I go off this. It's not about boxing. I just had a cousin murdered last week with knife crime. Knife crime.
Agreed.
The government, the United Kingdom, we're supposed to be one of the safest countries in the world. We can't go down the street with a watch on or anything because we're going to get stabbed.
Agreed.
The government needs to make this tougher on these little cowards who carry knives and weapons.
Yeah, so keep your language in order, Tyson, but give us a message about that before you go. What is your message? Keep your language in order.
Yeah, my language is in order. What these government needs to do about this knife crime, anyone caught with a knife or stabbing someone needs castrated. It's too good of it. It costs us, the government, too much money to house them in a prison. It costs them 50, 60 grand a year to put these scumbags in jail.
Listen, Tyson.
Castrate them,
Yeah.
toughen them up, make it 5 to 7 years even for carrying a knife. What else scumbag coward needs to carry a knife around with them in our country?
I agree, Tyson. I agree.
Tyson, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for